Hi, this is Julian Cafino from Group 7, class schedule PTH 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Let's start the reporting with Article 1843. Article 1843 tackles about limited partnership. Limited partnership is one formed with two or more persons under the provisions of the following articles. Limited partnerships consist of two or more general partners and two or more limited partners. Limited partners are not bound of any liabilities or obligations for the partnership. There are five characteristics in a limited partnership. One is that a limited partnership is formed with the compliance of statutory requirements. And then second is one or two, two or more general partners are personally liable to creditors and also thus the managing of the business. Third is that limited partners are not personally liable to creditors and does not help in managing the business, but they contribute on the capital of the business and also has shares of the profits. And then fourth is that limited partners may ask refunds of their capital contributions with the conditions under the prescribed law. And then fifth is that the debts of the business should be paid through the common funds of the business and the personal properties of the general partners. Okay, so now let's move on to Article 1844. Two or more persons who wanted to build a limited partnership shall one sign and swear to a certificate which states number one, the name of the partnership, adding the word limited to it. Number two is the character of the business. Number three is the location of the principal place of the business. And then number four is the place of residence of all the members of the business, be it the limited partners or the general partners. Number five is the term as to which, and number five is the term as to when the partnership shall exist. Also, the certificate must state the amount of cash and a description of and the agreed value of the other property contributed by each limited partner. The additional contributions, if any, to be made by each limited partner and the times at which or events in the happening of which they shall be made. And then, the time if agreed upon when the contribution of each limited partner is to be returned. Also, the share of the profits or other compensation by way of income which his limited partner shall receive by reason of his contribution. Also, the right, if given, to a limited partner to substitute an assignee as a contributor in his place, the terms and conditions of the substitution. The right also of the partners to admit additional limited partners shall be stated in the certificate. The right, if given, of one or more of the limited partners to priority over other limited partners as to contributions or as to compensation by way of income and the nature of such priority. The right, if given, of the remaining general partner or partners to continue the business on the death, retirement, civil interdiction, insanity, or insolvency of a general partner, and the right, if given, of a limited partner to demand and receive property other than cash in return for his contribution. If two or more persons wanted to build a limited partnership, the second thing they must need to do is to file for the record of the certificate to the Office of the Securities and Exchange Commission. A limited partnership is formed if there has been substantial compliance in good faith with the foregoing requirements. Article 1845 states that a limited partner can contribute cash or properties but never be services. If ever these limited partners will contribute services, then he might be considered an industrial partner and a general partner. Article 1846 states that the name of a limited partner must not appear in the partnership name unless 1. His surname is also the surname of a general partner, And two, prior to the becoming of a limited partner as a limited partner, the business had been carried on under a name in which the limited partner's surname appeared. In contrary to these provisions, if ever the limited partner's surname appeared in the partnership name, then he must be considered as a general partner. Article 1847 states that if the certificate of the partnership contains false information, those who would be accounted liable are those who knew about the mistake or the false information, one, at the time he signed the certificate, or two, subsequently, but there was still a time to cancel or amend the certificate. Article 1848 states that a limited partner shall not become liable as a general partner unless he starts taking part in controlling the business. Aside from his powers and rights as a limited partner, he does controlling and other decision making for the business. Article 49 states that after the formation of a limited partnership, the entry or the admission of new limited partners must be filed upon an amendment on the original certificate as to the requirements of the Article 1865. Article 1850 states that the general partner has basically all the rights and powers and be subject to all of the restrictions and liabilities by the partnership without limited partners. However, all of these specific acts must be in accordance with the written consent or ratification signed by all of the limited partners. Article 1851 states that a limited partner shall have the same rights as as the general partner as to one, to have the books kept on the principal place of the business and at a reasonable hour to inspect and copy any of them. Two, have on demand and full information about what is happening on the business and a formal account of partnership affairs whenever circumstances render it just and reasonable. Also, limited partners must have the right to have dissolution and winding up by decree of court. Article 1852 tackles about the misconception on the formation of a limited partnership. It is believed that once a partner has contributed a capital substantial to the business, he thence become a limited partner or a limited partnership has been formed. However, a limited partnership will not be formed unless there is a compliance of all of the requirements in good faith. Article 1858 tackles about the liability of a limited partner in the limited partnership. Not just because he is a limited partner and is not personally liable to creditors, he does not have a liability at all on the partnership. But he is liable for the difference between his contribution that he actually gave to the business and that of the stated in the certificate that he gave, and two, for the unpaid contribution which he agreed in the certificate to give in the future at a time and the conditions that were stated in the certificate. Article 1860 states that the retirement, death, insolvency, insanity, or civil interdiction of a general partner may or may not dissolve a partnership. The other general partners might continue the business, one, when it is stated in the certificate, or two, with all the consent of the other limited partners. Article 1861 tackles about the death of a limited partner. Once a limited partner has been deceased, an administrator or an executor will acquire all his rights for the purpose of settling all of his unfinished business in the partnership. The administrator or the executor has also the right to constitute a substitution for the deceased limited partner. Note that he is only be able to do so once there was a written stipulation for him to do so. Article 1862 tackles about how a creditor of a limited partner can actually charge him for all of the unsatisfied claims through a high jurisdiction court. The interest may be redeemed through the general partner but never be from the partnership's properties. Article 1863 tackles about the settling of accounts after dissolution of the liabilities of a partnership, which would be in this order. First is to those creditor in order of the priority of the law. Next is to those limited partners in respect to their um, share profits and other compensations by way of income in their contributions. And then third, to those limited partners in respect to their capital contributions. And then next is to those general partners other than for capital and profits. And fifth, to those general partners in respect to profits. And then sixth, to those general partners in respect to their capital. Article 1864 states that the certificate of partnership shall be cancelled when the partnership is dissolved or all of the limited partners stop to be limited partners. The amendment of the certificate shall be made when these circumstances occur. 1. When there is a change in the name of the partnership or in the amount or character of the contribution of any limited partner. 2. When a person is substituted as a limited partner. 3. When an additional limited partner has been admitted. And then 4. A limited partner has become a general partner. And then 5. When a general partner retires, dies, become insolvent or insane, and is sentenced to civil interdiction. 6. There is a change in the character of the business of the partnership. 7. There has been a false or a mistake in the certificate. 8. There is a change in the time as stated in the certificate for the dissolution of the partnership or for the return of a contribution. 9. A time is fixed for the dissolution of the partnership or the return of a contribution, no time having been specified in the certificate. And then, or 10th, when the members desire to make a change in any other statement in the certificate in order that it shall be accurately represent the agreement among them all. So now, let's proceed to the Corporation Court of the Philippines. Under Section 23, the Board of Directors and Trustees. These are the people in the company or the corporation that has the most power of them all. They basically does all the decision making that would benefit the company and for its betterment. Under Section 24, for the election of directors and trustees. This is made through election and usually the majority would win. During the election, the Board of Trustees must be personally present or there will be someone whom they authorized for them to vote. Under Section 25, the corporation officers and quorum. So quorum is when all people in the company has gathered to brainstorm ideas and to do things that would make the betterment of the company. And then on Section 26, report of election of directors, trustees, and officers. This is when, like 30 days after the election of the officers, all of the necessary documents must be reported and must be submitted to the designated areas. In Section 27, the disqualification of officers, directors, trustees. There would be no board of directors, trustees, or officer of a corporation that has been punishable with a final verdict of 6 years of imprisonment or a violation of this code within 5 years prior to the date of the election. That has been my report. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm so sorry for my lapses. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.